Hello everyone, History for Our Own Productions here. So unfortunately, Halton is running a little bit late today. Something about getting supplies and cooking a storm? Nonetheless, I'll be hosting today's episode. So, let's get right into it. These locomotives were starting to prove themselves worthy in the 1930s, only starting off as short streamlined train sets and especially yard switchers. For the Union Pacific, they started out with streamlined diesel transits, but in 1940, they would receive their first diesel locomotive. The NW2s were introduced into EMD's catalog in February 1939, as a successor to the earlier NW series switchers. Racking in 1,000 horsepower with their new 567 prime movers, they became a major success with railroads, totaling in 1,145 units being built over a 10-year period. EMDX 889 was built in October 1939 as a demonstrator for the NW2, and was sent for trial on the Union Pacific Railroad before officially joining the UP roster in 1940. 889 would be renumbered to 1000 and would be painted in a black scheme with white lining, along with the new shield logo, way before the UP adapted the iconic armored yellow scheme. As a result, 1000 would become the first diesel switcher on the Union Pacific. 1000 would spend its life along other yard goats, switching trains to various rail yards on the Union Pacific network, and eventually gaining the iconic armored yellow livery in the process. It continued to serve for the UP until 1966, when it was sold to the Stockton Terminal and Eastern Railroad. It only lasted 2 years in the company, as it was then sold to the Western Pacific in 1968, being renumbered to 607 and rebuilt as an NW2R. The unit would be then moved to the WP subsidiary company, Sacramento Northern, in 1973, where it worked in the Central Valley of California. The unit would be retired in 1983 and finally sold to the Wabash Mountain Railway, which is today Herbert Valley Railroad, for tourist service until next year. Quite a lot of relocating for this unit, huh? Upon arriving at Wabash, it would return to its original black livery and use around the Herbert area. 9 years later, the unit would be sold again to the Nevada Southern Railroad Museum in 1994, being repainted into a blue and white livery, losing its authentic colors in favor of more generic livery to match the museum's passenger cars. As of today, 1000 still serves some Boulder City Museum, handling tourist trains in the hot Nevada desert. 1000 holds a lot of significance, from kicking off UP's dieselization plan to migrating between companies and organizations. This pioneering diesel had quite a long history. It still was an icon and significant locomotive for the Union Pacific's long history.
I'm here. Alright, let's get this episode over with. Oh, it's already done. Hi everyone, Calling Unit Productions here. I do apologize if I didn't narrate this episode. I was out getting some supplies. Nonetheless, I do want to give a shout out to History for Everyone Productions for narrating this episode of Bite-Sized Oddities, and I recommend checking out his channel, link in description. He is currently working on his own unique series talking about unique patch jobs, and is in the process of making his own series, which will be covering the iconic history of the Electromotive Division by the decade. As for Bite-Sized Oddities, the series has received a new intro and a new schedule, and not only that, I'll be covering a few international locomotives within some points of this year. From Japanese experimental train sets to American diesels in unique countries, the future of the series seems to be a bit bright, and I cannot wait to see what I'll be cooking for this series. And to close off with another note, thank you all for 7,000 subscribers. I do have another video planned to celebrate 7K, but all I could say is, it will be soon. Nonetheless, see you all in the next video, and take care.